Okay, so um, so we saw, Quincy grow up in the spotlight, as well as a lot of other children who are born into the occult. As as far as being sold out by their parents, just like he was, as well as his brother, Christian, and as well as those two twin girls. Um, and another one, the other one, Chance, I believe. Perfect example. The same, like how Brandy and Ray J were sold out. The Braxtons, Little Bow Wow, Romeo, by his father, Master P. Here are the stipulations to that as far as that is concerned. When you have sold your soul to the occult, when you have taken the oath and you have made a deal with Satan, that right there automatically um, turns into your children have to be handed over because they already have control of Puff. I'll be sure, he was sold out as well. His family were in the Masonic order. I know a lot about that. I have a very famous cousin. I'm from the Bay Area, California. Um, you probably can guess who that is. Um, and my grandmother also works in Hollywood, and I have um, Masonic family members on both sides of my family. Uh, so you can only imagine the things that I've seen, the number of traumatic events that have gone on, being in a sick and twisted family. I'm gonna upload a video one day about all of the stories when it comes down to the celebrities. My father was friends with Tupac. He is in Tupac's "Holla If You Hear Me" video. They were really great friends. So I have some shit. I have to get out. So anyway, so when you are in that occult, they've already taken the oath and they're already sworn to secrecy. They know, what they have to do, and what the deal is. When you have children, and the thing is, 9 times out of 10, you will more than likely be put with someone to produce a child, two children, three, or how many ever Satan sees fit for your storyline. And the idea and the events that are going to take place with those people's children, as well as what their parents have to suffer, being a part of some things, you know, when it comes down to rocking with Satan. So, um, let's not make no mistake when it comes down to something like, you know, what goes on with that order. Quincy Brown, I'll be sure son, was handed over to Satan when he was born. With that being said, Quincy Brown had to undergo those rituals. He was violated. He's already drank blood. He's already, done a lot of other things, because of him being sold out. And he goes through the emotional traumas and torment of having to be born into something and forced into a situation where there is no way out. Literally, there's no way out. Now, what happens when that takes place and you have been handed over to Satan by your parents, and that world is very different from a regular family who doesn't know anything about anything that goes on like that, and nothing of this magnitude is taking place as far as knowing secrets about things, the truth about the Bible, the plan and the causing of, chaos in the world, and many other things where they have to keep their mouth shut. He cannot say anything because if he opens his mouth about what it is, he's out of there. When he sacrificed his mother, Kim Porter, he moved up. He's higher up in Masonry now. But let me go ahead and tell you this, because you have to learn how to read. Even though it's the same situation with everyone, people's personalities are very different. And you can tell that Quincy, if you look at it with an open eye, his videos, his demeanor, the pictures that he's taken, how that looks, and the outcome of it. He does not give two shits about his mother being dead, because once you are handed over, this is what the fucked up part about some shit like this comes down to. There is no conversation about mom or dad. Why do I have to endure such things growing up and take part in some shit that I'm not even down with? This shit is hurting me. This shit is some fucked up shit. You owe me an explanation. There's no explanation. There was never ever, son, I'm sorry, I had to do it. He knows that. However, when it comes down to them speaking about it, because even though those are their children, they still belong to Satan. So those conversations and all that, you were just to do a job to have these kids and hand them right over. So the lullabies of, I'm sorry, and you know what I mean, I wish I wouldn't have done this. No, there wasn't any. Strike number one when it came down to how Quincy feels about some shit like this, and I'm pretty sure Christian does as well. Nothing was said. Puff had to do what he had to do. I'll be sure that he had to do what he had to do, and if you pay attention, the reason why there was no closeness in relationship as far as I'll be sure and Quincy is concerned is because I'll be sure knew what had to happen when Quincy came into the world, and he did not want to have anything to do with that. So he let Quincy go on with Puffy and Kim. And so Quincy, from what I do see, and it's, the same with, other kids, and people in the world. Some children do things. They have a heart for revenge. A lot of people are easygoing and forgiving, even though some shit like this is fucked up. Like Aaliyah still loved her mother, She still loved her father. There was something about this woman's heart. It hurt her so bad what they have done to her. However, her heart was way too pure for this world, for that occult, and for her to just fully rebel, because they were still included in a lot of things. And she loved Diane. She loved her brother. You know what I mean? Even though they on some fuck shit, because your own brother didn't even say nothing when you had to go. So, you know what I'm saying? We know what, the bitch nigga syndrome is. And the difference between two situations like that. Quincy, Leah wasn't gonna blood sacrifice anybody. And the whole time they offed her, and her family knew about it. That shows you the difference between someone's heart, what they will do and what they won't because of something. Okay? Quincy, Kim Porter and Albie Shore's son, he has the heart of revenge. He is a rebel, which is not a bad thing, because I am one. And I'm also a black sheep, so I know what it means to lash the fuck out and understand that some shit like that, because I was raped by my own cousin. So you can only imagine the heart that I have, where I feel like he deserves a hollow tip in the back of his motherfucking ass. And I have no problem doing it. I can understand. You know what I mean? And no, he's not wrong. I'm gonna go on ahead and say, no, he is not wrong. You handed me over to Satan himself. You didn't give me an explanation. However, you had to teach me the ways of the wicked when it comes down to being a part of this realm. I'll be sure didn't want to have anything to do with Quincy, even though I'm sure he loved his son. However, I know Kim loved her children, and I know Kim loved Quincy. However, that love comes at a limit when you have kept your mouth shut, when you have just went on with the program because of you knowing what the deal would be if you do not do what Satan tells you to do. So at any cost, you have to keep it moving as his parents, and they still suffer. Quincy Brown thought about that, and he used that to his advantage. If you pay attention to the picture where Kim Porter was and I'm just gonna say this because Kim is so sweet, but this world is so fucked up when it comes to being into motherfucking shit like that. She was laying on his back, and Quincy did this little smile. They were sideways, and she was all, all cozy on him. And he was like, that little fake shit. It was fake. Bitch, get the fuck up off of me with that bullshit. You're my mother. Just who in the fuck do you think you are to sit here and go on with life okay with the fact that I have to deal with being violated by men? I have to do rituals myself. I have to endure going through and knowing the things that I know, and being a child of Satan, and knowing my fate when I die. Bitch, you better get the motherfuck up off my motherfucking back, smiling like that. And that's just what the fuck it is. Tell me I'm lying. You're my mother. And Quincy loves his mother. He loved his mother so much, he hated her. He doesn't feel anything from that. Remorse may come later because the principle, no. The morality of the conditions of this situation is the fact that Kim Porter is his mother. Just that little stoop, that circle right there, would only bring remorse for just a second. The reasoning behind it and the fuck it is what was done to me and what I have to endure. And knowing that Satan came to collect on your ass just as well as he's gonna collect on my father's ass, and also Puff's ass, and everybody else in this family. Quincy Brown has an expiration date as well, where Satan will come to collect. I will sacrifice your motherfucking ass too. And Puff, and I'll be sure, and even his brothers and his sisters, when you are in some shit like this, yeah, you my blood, but motherfucker, you can do me in as well. Just like how Charlie Murphy had to pay because his brother fucked him off. And people probably would say, oh, well, Eddie had to get Charlie before Charlie got Eddie. No. That's not how that works. Sometimes pay attention to the end results and the situations of things and what's going on and what it is at the time. Charlie Murphy sacrificed his wife. He wasn't trying to give them his brother. He was never going to give them his brother. He sacrificed his own wife. He will probably sacrifice his own child before he sacrificed. See, and to have a conversation like this is like, damn, this is fucked up. No, that's just how that shit goes. I'm not saying this right. I have to deal with a lot of shit that I've seen in my family and the things that I've endured myself and the things that I know about some shit. When we talking about Masons and, rituals and firstborn sons being murdered in car accidents after 20 years of enjoying your little success with your wife and your other children and cutting everybody off like, how you had to do. And then all of a sudden we have a 501c3 because that firstborn was taken out of here. My little cousin, quit fucking with me. Now we have 501c3s. No, that's not. We're not going to do that. We're not going to sit here and have seatbelt awareness and car accident education to prevent something that happened to your son that you love so much because you don't want to see it happen to anyone else. So something had to happen to your son first for you to give a shit. Huh? We doing that, Uncle? Yeah, no. No, because it's going to backfire on your fucking ass. That's not how the spirits work. That's not how the universe works. That's going to backfire. We don't do 50c3s after the matter. He may still have been here if you gave a fuck just about people wearing seatbelts, period. If y'all were, if we, I ain't gonna say we because I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm not in that motherfucking shit. And I've still had shit done to me in that family. Now, if it was some regular ass shit, the universe still wouldn't work that way. You don't wait till someone dies in a car crash for now you want to fucking give somebody awareness or some shit. No, y'all, no. It was time. And he's great friends with Landry Kelly, the one who was killed last year, who's the father of T.K. Kelly, who was murdered years ago, De La Salle. So we have friends of friends, and then we have family members who are in that shit. So yeah, that's not how that works. So when it comes down to things like that, nobody's friends. You see what Eddie did to his brother. You see what he did. Yeah, I love my brother, but this is some fucked up shit that we're in. And he took out Charlie. So Quincy had a song. Well, he got a song out. It's called "Sorry Kids." That ought to tell you something right there. Sorry kids. Sorry kids. When you see his name flashing on the video, when he's climbing up the ladder, and he say a little bit something. Let me tell you about me. I worry about my goddamn self for real. He don't trust none of you motherfuckers. I wouldn't either, because look what the fuck I had to do. And he damn near he glad to do it. Quincy is one of those kids that if you do something to him and he begins to hate you for it, he's going to get you back. He's one of those. If he could do it himself, he probably would. There's no telling. He probably did. You know what I mean? Physically. He hated his mother. He hates this whole situation. What's she fussing for? Trying to get out that walker? Huh? JJ. John. She trying to get out that walker? She over there faking too. I bet you she ain't got no tears, man. My baby. That shit be so funny. If you hear her fussing in the background, it's because she just giving her daddy a hard time. Quincy Brown. He don't feel nothing. Quincy don't feel a motherfucking thing. Sorry, kids. He said a little more about me shit. Let me tell you, I worry about my goddamn self for real. And you see him climbing up the ladder. That whole funeral and whatever. It's some more shit that went on too, I believe. The reason why they took her out. However, she was gonna go anyway. Satan, if you're a sacrifice and you're in that shit, Satan comes to collect when you're that sacrifice. When your number comes up, he comes to collect. Period. You know what I mean? If you break your oath, that Baphomet oath, and you tell some shit, they're gonna kill you anyway. So let's just do a 3-for-1. Your time is up. You done said some shit you wasn't supposed to be saying. 'Cause I believe that. And your son is up on the chopping block because he wants to actually do you in. So it's a lot of that stuff that's going around tangling up like a web. But it formed the spider web at the same time. When they were in the video, when he came out with holiday calendar, when they were at the house, and I saw the other lady when he said to his mom, who was that?